I do not believe anyone should be elected to public office or allowed to run if they are behind in taxes. Start this out right now. Say you either agree or disagree with that. If you agree that people should not be allowed to run if they're behind in their taxes, regardless of how we feel about taxes, let's turn off the ninja. He's repeating himself. This is insanity to me, but this is what I've been talking about and warning people about and trying to get people ready for, because there is an incredible opportunity. Right now, Maryland Senate results. Angela Alsobrooks just won. Well, guess what? Angela Alsobrooks also didn't pay her taxes. And check, it gets even worse than this. It says right here, this story came out yesterday. Maryland Senator-elect Angela Alsobrooks faces unpaid property tax bill. It gets really good, but you won't believe how much money someone like you could actually make off of this exact situation. I'm going to explain this in a second. It said a review by 7 News was uncovered new details about unpaid property taxes owed by Maryland's newly elected U.S. Senator Angela Alsobrooks. Now, I'm going to link this story so that I have proof that this is coming out of the news, okay? According to the report, Alsobrooks has not received an extension to pay off the outstanding balance on her property taxes in Washington, D.C., and is not currently on a payment plan. She originally owed more than $47,000, but was granted a deal from the District of Columbia that removed a 10% penalty and 25% of the interest that had accumulated over the past decade. So how do you feel? You know, certain people get in trouble when they don't pay their taxes. Other people get a slide. All right, let me go a little bit further, and then I'm going to give you the facts of how you can make money off this situation. The sizable tax bill also grew so large because Alsobrooks failed to pay her full share of property taxes over a 13-year period from 2003 when she was deeded the home by her mother. Alsobrooks also stated that she was unaware of 2 tax discounts she had been receiving on the property, which she was not actually eligible for. So let me make this clear. This is what it appears to be, okay? I can't say any. It looks like Alsobrooks was getting some type of tax discount on her taxes, but she was unaware of it. And she also, it looks like, did not actually was eligible for it. So there might be some federal tax problems there, or will there be? Now it says on October 10th, Alsobrooks paid more than $17,000 towards the outstanding balance, which had a deadline of October 31st to pay it in full. This left her with a remaining balance of over $29,000. So check this out. What if you wanted to invest in this and give her a loan? I know this sounds crazy, but check this out, because all of you are probably thinking the same thing as me. I'm barely making it with my money in my savings account to keep up with inflation. Well, here's the answer to how you do it. In the District of Columbia, it is, or Washington, D.C., it's a tax lien jurisdiction, okay? That means if the taxes are unpaid, the District of Columbia government places a lien on the property and then offers to sell that lien at a public auction. These are things that I'm teaching people how to buy, right? I've been at them in person. I've been bidding on them online. It is an incredible way to make money. And this is why. It says after the tax lien sale, the property owners in DC have a 6-month redemption period, which means they have up to 6 months to pay that bill plus any corresponding penalties and interest. And it doesn't go to a lien auction, all right? Or sorry, I apologize. I'm blanking out. I'm talking too fast. I'm thinking about 3 stories I got to do. In that 6-month period, they can repay their owed taxes and penalties to reclaim the property. If they fail to pay that, right, it's already went to a lien. They're going to owe somebody back their money and their interest, right, and their penalties. If they fail to redeem that within the period, the lien holder may initiate foreclosure proceedings to gain title to the property. So this is what I do. This is what the ninja is going to do, and this is what I'm going to teach you guys to do. For late payments on DC, it's a 10% penalty, okay, on the overdue tax amount, along with an interest rate of 1.5% per month until the debt is paid. So how would you like to make 10% of a penalty plus 1.5% per month up to 6 months? Do me a favor. type yes if you would like to do that. If you would like to learn how to start find these auctions, register for the auctions, put in a little deposit, and then bid on these. Now, something that the news story is not talking about, because it's very rare to find tax lien, tax deed pros that are doing this. But like it says right here, on October 10th, the senator, I'm pretty sure they make a lot of money, and she could do insider stock trading. So I don't know why you're allowed to. And I'm not saying her. All of Congress is allowed to. They just got to pay a fine. Anyway, sorry, that's a whole other thing. But she only paid $17,000 toward the outstanding balance, so she had over $29,000 left. So what's happening is people like myself, I don't own this lien in particular, and other people that are paying these liens, it's like a short-term loan, right? But the person that needs the money, you pay it through the county. The person that needs the money, they go and get it. They pay the county, but the county says, hey, you actually owe a fine, 10% fine, plus you're 2 months late. So 1.5% times 2, you're going to owe another 3%. If it's $10,000, 3%, right, of that. That's a lot more money than you'd be making in your savings account. And if you're doing this a lot more than your retirement account. Now, when I talk about the period of time, 6 months, to redeem this, if they don't pay it in a month, they're still going to owe penalties and interest, right? But if it goes past that 6 months, someone like you or someone like myself looks back and goes, hey, wait a minute. It's outside of the redeemable period. I can actually file a TDA. And actually, I could pick up all of the liens. And like this story is saying, this senator, which should not be allowed to be elected if she owes taxes, and not only I missed a tax payment, it says here, she's owed property taxes over a 13-year period, right? Because her mother gave her a house. Well, if you're old enough to run for Senate, you should be old enough to figure out if you're given a house, you got to pay taxes, right? I mean, how many of you right now, by a show of a hand emoji, would, and you can give me any hand emoji you want, is sick and tired of paying property taxes, right? Every single one of us is tired of it, because what do we get fair representation, right? If we don't pay those taxes, the county can't, or the city can't pay for police, fire, things like that, schools, right? So a lot of us go, okay, we want those things. Those things are good. But when we see people, bucking the system, it sort of pisses us off. Well, the cool thing is you can actually turn that anger or that frustration into lots of money. Because what you could start doing is you could start investing in these tax liens or tax deeds and start either getting an interest rate. And I've seen them go for as little as $50, right? And a lot of people would go, well, I don't want to start with $50. But do you know how many people only have a couple $100 in their savings? They're like, I want something that's secure and something I can do and get into real estate now. I know somebody that started with a $257 lien, and he turned that into $300,000. I'm not kidding. He did get a loan after he did a handful of them and went, oh my gosh, went and got a $100,000 loan and turned that into $300,000 of income for himself in 1 year. Like, this is insane. Now, I don't suggest going out and getting loans. I suggest starting small with cash and building it up. But this is an incredible opportunity, right? So here you go. I'm going to put this link to this story down below. And I'm going to throw you out an offer if you want Tax Lien Pro and the the Tax Foreclosure Master, that bundle. It's going away. The pre-sale discount is going away for a little bit of time, and the online coaching. If you decide you want to do that, I've got 2 coaches that have been doing a lot of these. And that's going to shut down also Monday. So we can take the first group of people and get them prepared for the rest of this month to start bidding on auctions in December and in January. And then we're going to take off from there. This is exciting for me. And it's not just senators that are missing out on their tax payments. It is so many people around the country. It'll blow your mind. And just remember, every time a foreclosure is initiated, and they have their taxes, their impound accounts all put in taxes and insurance, the bank sits back and goes, hey, we're just trying to get our money right now. We ain't gonna be paying your tax bill. And the bank's not allowed to go and pay that tax bill. They're not legally allowed to. So people like me, and hopefully people like you, go, I'll do it, because I know that the second the foreclosure is done, that the bank does, they are forced to pay you. You are before the bank. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. All right. This video isn't getting a ton of play, but I hope you got something out of it. If you did, say I got something out of it. It makes me feel better and I can sleep a little better at night. But I'm going to put this story in there, and I'm going to put a link to the sale if you want. It's good for a couple more days. All right. Real Estate Ninja is out.